When in your life did the trash take itself out? I had just gotten out of a long, emotionally draining relationship. I wasn't looking for anything serious, but I also wasn't trying to get played again. So when I met this guy, let's call him Zach, I was cautious but curious. He was charming in that overly polished, podcast-listening, alpha male TikTok way. The kind that always starts sentences with "not to be controversial," but still, he was cute, funny, and very into me, or so I thought. We talked for a couple weeks and eventually decided to hang out at my place. Nothing fancy, just movies, takeout, and vibes. He shows up wearing sunglasses indoors, brings a protein shake instead of wine, and spends 10 minutes flexing in my bathroom mirror before sitting on my couch. I should have known. So anyway, we're cuddling on the couch and he starts playing with my hair. Normally, super sweet. But I have a sew-in weave, and if you don't know what you're doing, don't touch it. I gently told him that. He goes, "Relax. I've dated black girls before." Huge red flag. But before I could respond, he yanked a little too hard and rip. I heard it before I felt it. The unmistakable pop of a track letting go. I froze. So did he. Then I saw his eyes widen like he had just opened a cursed tomb. He leaped off the couch, looked down at the strand of hair in his hand like it was a crime scene clue, and goes, "Oh my God, what is this?" Now, I'm trying not to panic. I calmly stand up and walk to the mirror. And yep, one whole row of tracks was dangling behind my ear like a limp curtain. I looked like a half-finished custom character in a video game. I exhaled, ripped the whole row out, and said, "Cool, no big deal. Accidents happen." But he wasn't done. He stared at me, then said, "Wait, are you wearing fake hair? That's deceptive." I blinked. "Deceptive? Really?" He doubled down. "Yeah, like if I stuffed a sock in my pants, that would be considered lying too, right?" At this point, I'm just blinking like an anime character being emotionally betrayed. I told him, "Okay, you know what? I think you should go." And get this, he didn't just leave. He stood up, looked me in the eyes, and said, "Maybe you should be honest about what's real before inviting people into your house." My jaw dropped so hard I almost swallowed my tongue. I watched him walk out of my apartment. No goodbye, no apology, nothing. Just strutted out like he delivered some profound moral truth. I was fuming, not just embarrassed, but mad. I grabbed my scarf, tied up what was left of my dignity, and called my best friend. She came over with snacks, wine, and a Bluetooth speaker blasting before I let go. We made a whole night out of it. I thought that was the end of it, but no. A week later, I get a DM. Wanna guess what it said? "Hey, been thinking about you. That night was wild, lol. You still mad?" I didn't respond, so he sent another. Let me know if you wanna. No judge time. No judgment. You tore out part of my scalp like a wild red. Accused me of bashing. And now you wanna link? But I kept my. I replied with a photo of left on my couch. "This spot's reserved for someone who understands hair doesn't fine on." Then I blocked, but that's not even the punchline. A month later, he pops up in a TikTok on my FY. A girl had stitched a clip of doing one of those 5 signs she's not white here. She titled it "Another Man with a Podcast and No Pronoun." The comments list. One person wrote, "He looks like smells like expired body spray." That TikTok hit 1 point, and guess what? He deleted his whole account 2 days later. So yeah, when did the trash take itself out? The moment to weave with a lie, disrespected my own home, and then had the nerve to try to spin the block after the internet him up. And honestly, that bin was overflowing.